The Runaway Elephant.
A new park was being built on the Alstead line. The engines were working hard to get the job done on time so that it could be opened. Duncan, however, was feeling impatient. "Get a move on, slow coach," he huffed crossly to Rusty.
"You're so slow, I'll finish first,"
Duncan boasted to Ivo Hugh. That made Ivo Hugh very cross. Later that evening, it was Ivo Hugh's turn to take the workmen home.
"I tell you, Rusty,"
Huffed Ivo Hugh.
"that Duncan thinks he's so fast, but he's just being so full of himself and being a big bossy boiler."
"Better safe than fast," Rusty agreed. "But if I were you, take no notice of him. He was once like that when he first arrived." Ivo Hugh agreed and steamed away with the workmen on board. The next day, Duncan was finished with his last job.
"I finished first,"
He said proudly to him, Mr. Percival.
"The elephant is very important, so you must be careful, otherwise it'll break."
"Yes, sir," said Duncan, but secretly he wanted to get the job done. When Duncan arrived at Lakeside to collect his special, he was very surprised. "My goodness," he said, "this elephant is only a statue." "This is an easy job, as I thought it would be." "You need to wait for the caboose," ordered the station master. "The statue's very heavy." "Nonsense," Duncan said to his driver. "I've pushed heavier loads and there's plenty of time." "Let's go, Duncan," said his driver, "but we must be careful at once." But Duncan wanted to get the job done.
"We'll show those slow engines how fast I can be. We'll deliver this statue and I'll still finish first."
And so he left, but without the caboose. This was a big mistake. As Duncan reached the line which led to Olmsted, he started to speed up. Soon Duncan went as fast as his wheels could carry him. Duncan's driver started to worry. He tried to brake, but Duncan was out of control. He had never gone this fast before. Bridges and stations flashed by, and there was nothing Duncan could do. There was no way Duncan could stop. Duncan then passed by Rusty, who was doing some maintenance work. "Slow down, Duncan," cried Rusty. "You'll have an accident."
"I can't,"
called Duncan. Elephant Park loomed ahead. "Through a siding," he thundered. Disaster lay ahead. The elephant flew into the air and landed in the lake. Duncan's driver and fireman had jumped clear, but Duncan was dazed and surprised. In no time, Mr. Percival arrived. "I told you to be careful and you should have waited for the caboose," he said. Sorry, sir, Duncan mumbled. He felt very disappointed in himself. The next day, Duncan was prepared in time for the opening of Elephant Park. He was surprised to see that the elephant was still standing in the lake. Even if you may have caused a mistake, Duncan, said Mr. Percival, everyone loves seeing the elephant in the lake. Hooray for Duncan's mistake, cheered all the engines. Poor Duncan looked down at his buffers and blushed and went a deep shade of red at Skarloey's paintwork. And he thought that all the engines, as well as Mr. Percival, said quite enough, and he remained completely silent and still for the rest of the day of the opening of Elephant Park.